So, um, I'm in San Diego. It's the morning after, and I have just completed my first Adobe MAX conference 2016. So, what do I think of it? It's a great conference. I mean, every session that I went to, despite the fact that I've been using a lot of the programs like, for instance, Photoshop. I've used Photoshop for, over 15 years. Like, every time I went to a session, I learned something new, learned a better technique. I network with a lot of people, especially from other companies, and also people who freelance or people who do both, like I do. And it's just was fantastic. It was well worth it. Um, there were a few things that could have been done better, like there was a lot of walking, which, yes, somebody like me probably needs to walk a little bit more. But what I mean was there was a session at one end of the convention center, and then on the other end of the convention center, like way down there, and you had like 15 minutes to get to that session. Meanwhile, you still needed to network, you still needed to eat, you still wanted to go and see a lot of the booths. So it's just so much stuff to do that, you couldn't do it all. And, that's my only complaint, if that's even a complaint. But I enjoyed myself immensely. This was great. I learned a lot. Adobe Max is awesome. Um, my favorite thing about it was, of course, looking at the sneaks and looking at stuff that's coming up. Um, I'm always looking at better ways to improve my workflow, just like any other creative professional out there. And oh man, I'm really excited about Project Sync Master and Project Voco. If you guys haven't heard, Project Voco is this crazy, like, for instance, you have Frankenbites in like reality TV and stuff, where people will cut different audio segments of somebody's speech and like maybe rearrange it. Project Voco, you can literally make anyone say anything if you haven't recorded it. Of course, there's uses for evil that you might use Project Voco for, but one of the things I'm doing is, if I'm filming a webinar and someone coughs over a word that I know that the presenter said, like if it's a live webinar or whatever, one of the things that's great about Project Voco is I can just type the word that I know the presenter said, and boom, there's no cough. It's just brilliant. Project Voco, awesome. Project Sync Master will make cutting music videos a lot easier. Yes, I can manually listen to all the beats of a particular song when I'm cutting a music video, but you know just that little automatic thing, anything that I can automate, it makes my workflow just that much faster, and my editing input just that much faster. So, like I said, everybody that I met was just awesome, full of input. Lots of creative professionals. There were over 10,000 attendees this year. The food was great. Alabama Shakes was amazing. Mowgli was amazing. Quentin Tarantino said a lot of things that resonated with me, and Jordan Peele was hilarious. And of course, if you haven't heard already, there's a particular Adobe evangelist that does video. I will not mention his name because you might know him already, but they call him Adobe Jesus because of the long hair. And he made us sing during the first keynote. Um, it's it's been interesting, but one of the big things was a social media panel that's in Premiere. I'm talking about a lot of video stuff. Video is my main focus, but man, that's just amazing. So, and then Adobe XD, actually seeing what I could use Adobe XD for, that was just, I don't know. I'm a big Adobe fangirl, I will admit, but I will definitely be going to Adobe MAX in the future. It's just full of creativity. Just, yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Adobe.